Nvidia's cuLitho tool. Executive summary. Nvidia's cuLitho library revolutionizes semiconductor manufacturing by accelerating computational lithography. Traditional CPU-based methods struggle with the complex physics of 2-nanometer chip designs. cuLitho utilizes GPU parallel processing to speed up calculations by 50 times. This reduces power consumption and slashes production timelines. By partnering with leaders like TSMC and ASML, Nvidia ensures the industry can produce the next generation of AI hardware efficiently. This tool is essential for future technological progress. Article: The world runs on microchips. Your phone uses them. Your car needs them. Even your toaster might have one. These chips get smaller every year. Engineers now pack billions of transistors onto a single piece of silicon. This process is getting very difficult. We are reaching the limits of physics. Nvidia created a tool called cuLitho to solve this problem. It changes how companies design and build the next generation of hardware. The challenge of lithography. Chip manufacturing uses a process called photolithography. Think of this like a high-tech stencil. Manufacturers shine deep ultraviolet light through a mask. This mask contains the blueprint of the chip. The light hits a silicon wafer coated in chemicals. These chemicals react to the light. This creates the tiny patterns for the transistors. However, the patterns are now smaller than the wavelength of the light. This causes a major problem. The light waves bleed together. They blur the edges of the circuit patterns. Imagine trying to draw a microscopic line with a giant permanent marker. The result is messy and inaccurate. To fix this, engineers use computational lithography. They run complex math equations to predict the light's behavior. They purposefully distort the mask design. This pre-distortion ensures the final image on the silicon looks perfect. This math is incredibly heavy. It takes massive amounts of computing power. What is cuLitho? Nvidia's cuLitho is a software library. It speeds up these math calculations using GPUs, graphics processing units. In the past, chip makers used CPUs, central processing units, for this task. CPUs are good at general tasks. They are slow at massive math problems. A single chip design requires months of calculation on thousands of CPUs. This creates a bottleneck in the industry. It slows down the release of new technology. cuLitho moves this workload to Nvidia's powerful H100 or Blackwell chips. It uses parallel processing to solve the equations all at once. Why speed matters. The speed of cuLitho changes everything. Nvidia claims the tool is 40 to 50 times faster than traditional methods. A task that took 2 weeks now takes overnight. This efficiency saves a lot of money. It also saves a massive amount of electricity. Data centers for chip design use huge amounts of power. Moving to cuLitho reduces the number of servers needed. A company can replace 40,000 CPU systems with just 500 Nvidia systems. This reduces the carbon footprint of chip making. It makes the entire industry more sustainable. Pushing the limits of size. We are currently moving toward 2-nanometer manufacturing. A nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter. At this scale, the physics of light becomes a nightmare. Mistakes in the mask design lead to broken chips. These broken chips cost companies billions of dollars. cuLitho allows for more complex math. It uses inverse lithography technology, ILT. ILT calculates the perfect mask shape from the desired final pattern. This involves millions of variables. Older systems could not handle ILT for a whole chip. cuLitho makes ILT possible for every layer of the processor. This results in fewer errors and better performance. Cooperation in the industry. Nvidia does not make the chips themselves. They provide the tools for others. They partnered with industry giants like TSMC, ASML, and Synopsys. TSMC builds the actual chips for Apple and Nvidia. ASML builds the multi-million-dollar lithography machines. Synopsys makes the software that designers use. By integrating cuLitho into these companies' workflows, Nvidia sets a new standard. This cooperation ensures that the next wave of AI chips can actually be built. Without this software, the hardware would hit a wall. The link to artificial intelligence. AI needs powerful chips to run. Ironically, we now need AI and GPUs to build those chips. This creates a virtuous cycle. Better GPUs lead to better lithography tools. Better lithography tools lead to even more powerful GPUs. cuLitho also uses generative AI. It learns how light interacts with silicon. It can predict patterns without calculating every single ray of light. This makes the process even faster over time. The software gets smarter as it processes more designs. The economic impact. The semiconductor industry is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Small delays cost a fortune. cuLitho reduces the time to market for new products. This means your next phone or laptop arrives sooner. It also means AI research can move faster. High-performance computing is no longer just for scientists. It is now a requirement for manufacturing. Nvidia has moved from being a gaming company to a foundational piece of the global economy. cuLitho is a quiet part of that transition. Most people will never see the software. However, everyone will use the chips it helped create. Summary of benefits. Feature: old method, CPU. New method, cuLitho. Speed: weeks, hours. Power use: extremely high, much lower. Accuracy: limited by math. Highly precise, ILT. Space: thousands of servers. A few hundred GPUs. Conclusion: Nvidia's cuLitho is a bridge to the future. It solves the physical limits of light through the power of math. It allows engineers to dream of even smaller, faster circuits. As we push toward the atomic scale, software like cuLitho becomes essential. It proves that the future of hardware depends entirely on the quality of our software. Do you have trouble finding information in your company? You know it's in there somewhere. You just can't find it. Search fails when you use the wrong keywords. You can't ask questions like you can with Chrome or Edge. I can help you solve that problem with advice, research, and training. Contact me for a free 30-minute consultation. If you get value from these blogs, please consider joining my Patreon as a member at the $2, $4, or $8 level. https://www.patreon.com/Steve Hovland.